We are in the process, or we have created over 100 food kits, food supplies for our students who are experiencing food insecurity. We will continue to stock that, and that will be available for students as well to take home. Hygiene kits as well as any other like transportation needs or supplies will be available for students by contacting the Student Equity Department. Students experiencing homelessness and traditionally use our showers, we will open up the gymnasium shower a few hours a week to ensure that they can come in and still utilize that service. Well, we will have a website has been created, and we will have FAQs posted. As we get more FAQs, we will post those for anything that pertains to students and how we can best meet their needs during this difficult time. In ASG, we're really relying on you to be the voice of the students. We understand that you will continue to meet virtually and guide the administration and the team here on what's missing. Thank you.
So I'm going to conclude the presentation by telling the students that we're going to try to do everything we can to ensure that your educational requirements are not jeopardized. I have to be honest, there will be disruption. This is disruptive now. However, we are committed to doing the best that we can to ensure that you complete the semester. How that will look like, frankly, I do not know, but we will try the best we can, and we must sincerely thank the faculty for their commitment to doing what they can to help you complete this semester. To everyone, we will keep you informed as best as possible, and I request once again that you update your information on regroup. Students, please read your emails. And if you need help, I've sent instructions as to how to access your email if you have not done so. If you need help, I'm hoping that at a minimum will be available by phone or email next week to support you. We will update the preliminary emergency action plan this weekend and share it on Monday, and we will continue to update it as we learn more information. We commit to do everything we can to keep all of you safe and as healthy as we can. And I want to convey to all of you student employees, and the employees are aware of this. If you were scheduled to work, we have committed to ensure that you're compensated. I have had several emails specifically from students, and from students who have children that are extremely concerned because they need the money that they were presuming they would earn. So we are committed to doing that. How will that look like specifically for students? I'm not certain, but the administration will ensure that we do that. We're here to listen, and I do not have all the answers, and I can tell you that even the health department, who are the experts, and physicians, they themselves are saying that they don't have all the answers. So we're working hard to try to keep abreast all information, and we're doing our best, and I ask you for patience and flexibility. And we obviously on our end need to ensure that we're flexible with all of you as well. So thank you very much. That concludes the presentation.
Thank you, Dr. Garcia, the Vice President. I think that was really helpful for the board members to hear, and I hope very much for the public. Before we move on to the public on the list, consider the action the board is to consider tonight, which is a resolution declaring emergency conditions at the Imperial Community College District. It's before you. Have you had a chance to see this? The public? Maybe I'll give you a few minutes to see it. Briefly summarized, it's acknowledging that because of the coronavirus situation in the Imperial Valley and across the United States, that we are in an emergency situation for public health and safety. And the second point would be to authorize the President, Superintendent President, and her leadership team to take all the necessary actions to continue with the mission of this college, which is to provide education for students, but at the same time to take all necessary measures to preserve health and safety among all those stakeholders involved in Imperial Valley. Board members? A motion.
Resolution number 18940.
Second. Okay, there's been a motion to approve this resolution declaring emergency conditions for the Imperial Community College District. Any further discussion? Or question?
I thought we were gonna hear public comments before.
Yeah, this is just the first question or comment from the trustees and then. Okay, so if the trustees agree, we'll open up this board meeting to public comment. And we'll go back to the original section in the agenda and remind you of the general policy of the board on public comment. Because this is a special board meeting with a limited agenda, public comment shall be limited to only those subjects described in the agenda. Board policy 2350 shall apply to public comment. Board policy 2350 states each speaker will be allowed a maximum of 5 minutes per topic. 30 minutes shall be the maximum time allotted for public speakers on any one subject, regardless of the number of speakers at any one board meeting. At the discretion of the majority of the board, these time limits may be extended. So now, if you wish to be heard, please stand and identify yourself to the board president. Come to the front.
Students, I encourage you to please come forward if you would like the board to hear, please come forward. And state your name and you could share.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Jessica Espinosa. And I am here based on the child care that we have here at IBC. I am a parent and, I am a working parent. And I am very concerned to see what's going to happen. We're still going to have the child care my job, I work at the food bank, so my job is to assist the community. If I stop bringing my child, I will not be able to offer that help to the community. We are such a small co-workers that we need that assistance, so that is my main concern. I don't know if there are any parents out here as well that do really rely on that child care. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Board of Trustees. My name is Renee Morales. I am the Vice President of the Associate Student Government here on campus. And I guess one of my questions that I have right now is that on the resolution, it does mention that our state governor of California did declare an emergency. As I saw earlier on the news that President Trump is now declaring a national emergency and possibly even a shutdown for the entire nation. So I was just wondering how this resolution will accommodate with that, whereas our superintendent, if she will be continued to be not up to date, but I mean like if she's going to continue following like whose instruction, like the president of the United States or our state governor, or if she's gonna work locally. Like I'm just wondering whose direction are we going to follow? Thank you.
So I have to, as I stated earlier, even if I make a decision, if the health department tells me we have to completely close, or the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, they supersede the chancellor's office, they supersede everybody. They're the ones that also provide direction to our local hospitals. It is their directives that we have to follow.
Hello, my name is Sebastian Martinez. I'm the president for Future Leaders Club here on campus. And I understand that there is like a sort of travel ban. And I'm here because I'm concerned about a future activity that we have, which is our trip to Costa Rica, which is coming up in April. And I understand that there is a travel ban and it is for safety reasons. But I was just wondering how it's going to work, because many of us students already paid out of pocket a lot of money for this trip. And the airline is not willing to accommodate because Costa Rica is not yet affected by the coronavirus. And also the travel agent said that since it is safe, they're not able to give us a full refund, especially because our insurance policy that we have does not cover the reimbursement because it has not been stated as a emergency for the World Tourism Organization.
So I'm sincerely sorry that you're in that situation, but I'm following guidelines from the California Department of Public Health and the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, and those guidelines state that we need to limit travel. And frankly, I understand you've worked really hard, but if on an IBC trip, you got the disease and you came back and gave it to somebody else in this community, how would that, my responsibility to ensure we protect everybody, how would that look for me? I understand where you're coming from, and I'm really sorry, and I was really excited for you to go and experience that, but I need to ensure that everybody that's here is protected as best as they can.
Thank you.
Victor Torres, Associate Dean of Workforce Development and Non-Traditional Instruction. I wanted to, if you would allow me to respond to the gentleman that had the question. I've been in contact with Costa Rica Explorations, and they are in fact trying to help us. However, one of the things that they brought up is the notion of postponement and not cancellation. So I wanted to see if that's an option. We would need to give them a possible date as well with the airlines. Because the airlines will give us the credit, but we have a year to spend that credit. So there are some implications to that decision, but we wanted to see what those possibilities might be as opposed to cancellation period. Number two, sort of in regards to the young lady, I wanted to see if there's any communication with our K-12 partners and our also higher education partners throughout the county. Because from what I gather, they're in the process of a possible closure. I know LA Unified has closed, San Diego Unified has closed, and from my conversation with some local K-12 districts, they're in the process. It's a matter of time. And that's going to be a lot of implications as well for our staff and our students who have basically rely on the schools for the children's on a day-to-day basis. So I wanted to see if that conversation has been taking place and if we can help on the administrative side to do that and so on.
So in regards to postponing the trip, you could definitely do that, but if the guidelines do not change, then we have to be candid that you will not be able to travel. Can you postpone it to next year? Yes, you can, but I cannot guarantee that you will be able to fulfill that travel, and I'm very candid. Secondly, in regards to our communication with K-12, unfortunately, you were not able to be here at our meeting yesterday with management, otherwise you would probably have an answer to this. However, I am in constant communication with specifically the community college presidents, but I do want you to be aware that today at 3 o'clock, the K-12 superintendents held an emergency meeting. I was unable to attend because we had this special board meeting scheduled at 4. They are aware that potentially we face potential closure as of Monday, so I communicated that with them. And in regards to San Diego State locally, we are in communication, and I am aware that they're trying to transition to offering their instruction online as well. So the commitment is to work, especially in this community, collectively with all our leaders in the community, because we need to support each other. Ultimately, this is impacting all of us.
Trustee,
Yes. Yeah, I just wanted to go back to the child care question. And I know it's really important, especially for women, working women, and that's important. But my question to administration, how would we support it if we don't have the staff on campus? So does it just depend on the level of closure that we have? Okay. Would that be, because I don't think we answered the question. So thank you.
Becky Green, Director of Child, Family, and Consumer Science. We've had several parents come in today because they're very concerned about losing their jobs if they do not have child care. They count on us of having child care. My staff has offered to be there if you want to do a shutdown for everyone except working parents, that we would shut the preschool down, lock the gates, and have one open to only working parents, so that we did not have those parents lose their jobs. I know some of them were in tears when they talked to me today. So it's a big concern.
So let me respond. It would be either a level 1, or we could make exceptions to level 2. But a level 3 definitely we cannot have, not even limited services.
Right.
So we could include that in part of our plan?
Yes.
Have a combination of level 1 and
Yes.
level 2 services?
Yes.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Cristina Samano. I'm a preschool teacher, and I'm here on behalf of the parents that attend our lab and preschool in our agency. And as our director said, we're here and in favor of them and willing to come and accommodate, make accommodations for them in order for them not to lose their jobs and to keep on working and provide for their families. Thank you.
Good afternoon, my name is Patty Lopez, and I'm one of the teachers at the preschool also. The same thing, the parents were very concerned today when they left. I said, Imperial Valley College was letting them gonna, we're gonna let them know what's going on. But we're gonna do and work with Dr. Garcia as much as we could to see what we could do. But fortunately, I couldn't give them any answers. And I know they're concerned because a lot of them support their families, single moms, single dads, nursing students, San Diego State students. You have a little bit of everything there, and they trust us. They depend on us completely to be there, because some of them work like a 9-to-5 job, a 7:30 to 5:30 jobs. So we just want to know if you guys are going to work with us and see how we can help them. Mainly because the students and their parents are concerned. We're as concerned like you guys are for the safety, but we also understand that they're the only ones that work at home and they need support. How they're going to support themselves and their kids and continue their education, which is our main concern, that they finish school. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Zamora. I'm also a preschool teacher there here at IBC. Yes, our parents are very concerned. They're coming to us not knowing what is going to happen over the weekend. And I mean, we can only offer them the information that we have. But it's very distressing to know that there are single moms, working parents that really, really need the services that we offer them. There are children who possibly only eat when they come to school with us. And that is something that is very scary to think about. I'm a mom too, so I'm a single working mom too, so I can empathize with these parents. And I just really would like to know how the administration is going to work with us, since there has not been a confirmed case on campus. I can speak for myself and the coworkers that are here that we are willing to stay open for working parents to help them out. And also, IBC is really big about working together and we're a team. So that's just something that I really am concerned about. Are we really gonna work together as a team? I mean, I'm willing to be here to support these working parents. Thank you.
I think it's really important that we're, like as you mentioned, that we are a team and we're working here together, and we're going to do whatever it takes to support our students and our families. At the same time, we do have a responsibility for safety of everyone, our students, our little ones, and our staff. So whatever it is that we decide tonight, know that we will decide on what's best for everyone. And we do appreciate it from, at least from the bottom of my heart, that you're willing to work with our parents. So thank you.
Thank you.
Be shy. Hi, my name is Gina. My son is Max here with me. I'm kind of going to jump on that single mom train. I'm also a single mom, however, and I share the concerns that all the single parents just brought up. However, in addition to that, I am a work study student. I'm assigned to the Frank Wright Middle School right now, and they are looking to, the one that emailed you. And so I wanted to get some clarification as to where I can get my information or instructions, because I'm not really, some of us are not really their employee. I am IBC's federal employee. So where can we get information when we're calling and nobody answers the phone here or things like that? That's my question.
So let me share with you, and you emailed me and conveyed that to me. So right now, because as of yesterday, I shared with the management team that potentially we could foresee closure. And frankly, they're working on what they need to do to make sure that they're able to provide services. But after that, Dr. Johnson will respond because I saw the communication amongst them, and I'm not certain if they were able to call you, but Dr. Johnson could convey.
Yes. I did.
Oh, hi.
Hey, how are you? I did call you today, and I also sent you an email.
Okay, thank
On
you.
our side, as a federal work study student, you will continue receiving your paycheck.
Okay.
However, Frank Wright was paying 35% of your total salary. So we have reached out to Frank Wright to see if they're going to continue to honor that during this crisis.
I only make $700 a month, and 40% is almost half of my income, and I'm barely making it as a, I guess what you're saying is to communicate with them.
Yeah, we have reached out to them, and if you have a direct contact, feel free to reach out to them, but we're
Okay.
trying to reach out to all the people who have federal work studies out there
Okay.
to see if they're gonna make this accommodation.
So as far as the federal government, they're still paying the
They're
work
still-
study
they're still
students?
good to go.
Okay.
Lenore, so I hear publicly, obviously, hey, you're gonna have everything that you were expecting to earn. We'll figure it out. Don't worry.
Thank you, that's all.
Don't
know.
worry.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for having this meeting also, and thank you for opening it up to our students.
You're welcome.
Renee Morales here again. I'm speaking more on the student perspective because though I do respect the conversation that we're having over the daycare and childcare and even our student employees and stuff like that, I just want to clarify for the people watching at home, watching the live, that we are currently having a discussion of whether or not to give our superintendent the authority to make decisions based on what's going on, right? Like, we're not necessarily debating on whether or not to close campus. Like, is that true?
If I can answer that, the resolution specifically states two things. One, that we are declaring emergency in relation to the COVID-19 virus. And two, that in the circumstances, the board is delegating to the superintendent president the necessary authority to act in order to continue the mission, the educational mission of the college, but to do so at the same time without compromising health and safety of all those involved in the college.
Thank you. And another point that I wanted to bring up was, again, for those watching at home, I just want to show appreciation for the presentation that Dr. Tafoya and Dr. Johnson gave. I think it's very important for everyone to look back at it. The link should be available somewhere on the IBC Facebook page, where they are showing what our campus is doing in response to all of this. And I just wanted to give show a lot of appreciation to Dr. Johnson for working hard in student equity, for making sure that tools are going to be provided, that resources are going to be provided. It's very important as a student to know that my education is not being, as Dr. Garcia mentioned, it is being disrupted, but it's not going to be stopped because I plan on graduating this spring, and I really don't want this virus to keep me any longer than I need to be here. No offense, I love it here, but I just really appreciate the efforts that are going into all of this. I appreciate Dr. Tafoya letting us know what levels are going to, the levels of closure, if it were to happen, that can happen. And Dr. Johnson letting us know again, the resources that are here for us, the resources that are here for our students. It's very important for it to be available to us, for it to be shown to us. And again, for everyone watching at home, to just look at it, look at the presentation that they gave, read through it, and a lot of concerns that should be answered through the PowerPoint presentation. So again, thank you so much to the faculty, administration, to our Board of Trustees for holding this meeting. Because I know you guys have a meeting next week, but you guys are answering it as soon as possible, so that just shows a lot that you're here for the students, and I really appreciate that. And the people at home need to know that it's not just about closing, it's not just about stopping and not coming to school and stuff like that. It's about getting what we're here for, which is our education, and thank you so much.
So my question is, the topic of graduation was brought up, so I was just wondering how graduation might be affected if we do go into closure.
So I don't have a response in regards to graduation because if you look at the guidance from the governor in addition to the guidance that was provided in regards to mass gatherings. But if you look at the guidance or directive from the governor that was provided to us this week, he is requesting that we do not hold events that gathered over 250 people. And he specifically stated, it doesn't matter who is sponsoring this event. This is the directive, so we must follow it. What we could do, we have to think if we're open, what we could do, even in smaller groups that's different, that would not look the same in order to celebrate you and your family, because this is an accomplishment that in this community we celebrate as a family. We would have to think about that, but frankly, if that directive does not change between now and June, then that means we can't hold this graduation. Maybe we could postpone it. Maybe we could have other celebrations that are smaller, but not in the way we offer it now.
Is there any other public comment? If not, I'd like to close it and return to the board's agenda. We have a motion before us. I think, I'm speaking to my fellow board members, I think that the administration, particularly the president and superintendent, would like our comments on which level may be necessary to adopt within the context of this resolution.
Garcia, I was unaware of the meeting that happened here on campus. I was I truly am concerned. Okay, but for us to say that we just need to close the campus on Monday, I don't think is the right answer. I think that what we need to do is we need to proceed in the direction of whatever we can do to ensure that our students are going to get the best opportunity to complete their education possible without putting them in jeopardy health-wise. And I'm not just talking about students, I'm talking about the people in the child care facilities and all of the things related to college. Have you talked about how long it would take to put a plan together and implement offline or online education in place of what we do normally, and when that would start?
If I may, the answer is that we honestly don't have an answer to that. It's a subjective situation for every instructor, and it has a lot to do with their ability and technological savvy. So saying that we could do it in a week, that would be an improper response. What we should do is make a best plan, in my opinion, of what we're going to do, and then know that instructors that are able to will start moving on it. They already have in many cases, and they will get there as quickly as they can. And then we will deal with each individual circumstance and what they need to the best of our ability in terms of getting resources. But there is no one size fits all for sure in terms of conversion to online formats for many of the things that we talked about. What we're talking about is actually very top level, and we need to, in order to be successful, get into the weeds, get down to the very, very basic level for every single instructor, for every single course, for every single student, for every assignment. And we know that that's going to be a long process. So the idea that we could prepare in a certain time frame, that's not really how we need to think about it.
And I'd like to add that, so we have been offering trainings, and if we remain in a level 1 or 2, we will continue to offer trainings, and some of the faculty will need one-to-one guidance and support. So as long as we remain in the level 1 and 2, then those faculty members that need that level of support, we could provide it. If we go to level 3, I won't be able to do that. But I want you as trustees to be aware that the cabinet and I and the leadership team have been meeting since last week and working extensive hours to try to do this. I have came to realize that although we've invested many 16-hour workdays these past few weeks, we will not be prepared to do this. It's going to be disruptive. And I have to understand that that's the reality, but I need to ensure that we can provide the support to the faculty that need it, that one-to-one support, and I cannot do it if we go through to a level 3.
Yes, I just, listening to the conversation and getting a lot of input from the community, because as board members, we do get those calls and, so we're very responsible. My suggestion is that we go to at least a level 2, which is students will be directed not to come to the campus, and then work within, work with the teachers on a one-to-one basis, or whatever it is that we have to do. But I think the safety of the students is very important, and of course, our employees. So that's when the discussion comes with the deans and so forth. But I think that we need to at least go on to a level 2. There are students out there that have asthma, that suffer from anxiety. So I had a lady that called me and said, my granddaughter is going to IBC. She's in her class, and there's other students that are coughing, and she's got asthma, and then all of a sudden she gets really anxious. So please, whatever it is that you do, make sure that the students are safe. So that would be my suggestion. That's where I would go. And this is listening to the community and students that are calling.
So my suggestion would be that there's two sides of the story. There are students that want to come to class and want to study, aside from all the knowledge that they may have about the virus and how they may be affected. And there's also students that do not want to be here at IBC because they are afraid. So I think the best solution would probably be campus closure level 1. It kind of gives each population, not everyone's going to get what they want, because we all have different opinions and where it's very subjective. But I believe that we should try and keep classes that can transfer to online here on campus. And the ones that can't stay online, then perhaps we should move them on to online.
So would that be closure? Would that be level 2 where you have a competition?
Level 1, closure.
If I may clarify, both level 1 and 2 allows for flexibility of instruction to occur on campus still for those classes that do not lend themselves to online conversion. The major difference between level 1 and 2 is about the staff reporting to campus or not. In level 1, all staff are expected to report to campus. In level 2, it's essential staff only.
And I do want to say, even in level 1, the faculty that are ready to transition online could start doing so effective immediately.
So on closure one, with services like tutoring, counseling, would they be on campus? And then on closure two, those services would be shut down, like would financial aid be shut down and stuff like that?
Yes, correct. So closure level one, we would open the campus on a limited basis, obviously not for instruction, but we would open the campus to provide some services to students, including the opportunity to offer the child care services.
Level two would be all remote. We're actually giving superintendent president the authority to choose what level she wants. That's what we're doing on this motion. Really, whether it's one or two. If that's disruptive, if it's level one, I would agree to that. But it's not my decision. We're giving the authority to the superintendent president.
I think she wants to talk to you.
She wants my opinion? I say one.
Trustee Wall?
I think I would choose level two, but I always worry about someone might catch the virus in campus. See, my concern is anyone that walk in the property of the college is my concern, my worry about they might catch it, and we all know in the circumstances like this, we have to sacrifice in many ways. Like big game like the basketball game, they already stopped the season. And the marathon, they stopped the marathon in New York. And a lot of sport they already stopped. So whatever level it is, I'm worried about people actually, student or employee come to get contact and not practice the distance. And I've been watching these things that there's no medicine right now can deal with it. If someone gets sick, have to wait it out. And the doctor, just to help you to see what they can do, help you breathe and help you stop the pain. My doctor tell me that if I get sick, don't go to her office, and she'll prescribe me medicine. And I'm 70 years old. I'm a high risk. So anybody 60 years old is high risk. So I want everybody, I said, so everybody concerned about the virus. The younger people might not get sick. But I watched one television on the conference, they say that you might lose your grandparents if you not behave. So nobody want to do that. I don't want to lose my mother. My mother 93 years old. So I have to behave in order to try to protect my family. So I hope that anyone in this room think about it. Try to do your best or our best to try to see what else we can do. That's my comment. Thank you.
I can go with the combination of level one and two. All I'm really interested in the safety of everyone, students, faculty, the community. And we do have, Ms. Kelly coming in, a lot of students. We have students coming from all over the valley. So, safety is extremely important, of course, in your education. So if we can do some combination of level one or level two, but at the end of the day, like the other trustees were saying, we're giving that position to Dr. Garcia, and we're here to support.
So I want to add to the commentary as well. I have been dealing with this in terms of the college as well as the Diocese of San Diego, my own school, St. Mary's School, and 2 parishes. And I want to just say that part of the discussion that we're having is is based on what each of us might think about the spread of this virus, okay? And I certainly say I am not an expert, right? Even though I've been hearing all this information. I want to tell you, as it was mentioned earlier, school districts are closing altogether. Stop. The thing is the reason that I want to tell you something else, which was just announced today. There will be no public celebrations of Mass in the Diocese of the United States after Sunday. Okay? I mean, the Diocese of San Diego, and maybe many other dioceses. So certainly, for example, the bishops of the state of California think it's very serious. And one of their concerns, and this is what I think expresses the variety of views of it. One, we want to do the best for the mission we have, right? For the colleges and educational mission, make sure that we get our students educated and their qualifications on time, right? For the church, you already, right? For my school, to get my school students educated. Those remain our missions. The problem is whether the continuation of our mission puts in jeopardy not the health, not only of the people who directly are involved with us, but the wider community, okay? Because, so, you know, I think this is where everybody is trying to weigh, which is, my gut instinct is 3, okay? Close down, because I heard this by experts yesterday, there is no way to contain this unless everybody self-quarantines. Or they put it another, the absolute best way to stop the spread of this virus is for everybody to go home and stay there, okay? Obviously, that's not possible. And I have a greater concern, particularly for the vulnerable, for the elderly who depend on care, meals being provided, for people in hospitals, for the loan, all that kind of thing. If you go to number 3 in any circumstances, you're abandoning a lot of people. Okay? So it's I heard very clearly all the people from the preschool, right? You are taking a risk by keeping the preschool open. And I see exactly the reason why you want to. Okay? It's very important that working parents have something to leave their children, but it is a risk to you as it will be a risk to the parents. So that's what we're weighing. So my own view, Dr. Garcia and the rest of the trustees, is a modified 2. In the interest of protecting the most vulnerable, we cannot close shop altogether. And that's also to continue our mission as much as possible with all the resources we have and the goodwill of our faculty to move as much as possible online. And the specifics is what we have to leave to the president, superintendent, and the administrators, because they're the experts. But the principle is that to protect the mission with the least possible compromise, not only of the people involved in the mission of Imperial Valley College, but our entire community, okay? Because if you are infected somewhere else and come here, then you have the potential to infect. Or if you are infected here and go somewhere else, you have the potential. That's the health. Board, are there any other comments or questions? We're ready to take the vote on the resolution.
I call for the question.
So the resolution before us is to declare an emergency conditions at the Imperial Community College District with the 2 main flags, which is that emergency, and we are authorizing the superintendent, president, and her designees to take any and all actions necessary to ensure the continuation of education and the health and safety of the students and the staff of the district in this time. Any further discussion? So all those in favor of the resolution, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Those opposed? Any abstaining? The motion passes unanimously.
Second.
Moved by
For the rest of you, I want you to be aware that you will receive instructions from us, the district, over the weekend. I will have a discussion with the management team. However, students, you're aware that you will not show up to class as of Monday. I'll have a discussion with Becky in regards to the preschool, and so I want you to know that you will receive instructions, but I need you to keep abreast your emails and our Facebook, our coronavirus website. That is how you will receive information from us. I thank you sincerely for being here.
Did you, had anybody here, or did you decide yet the level 1, 2,
Level
3?
2, but I will modify it. Level 2, but I will modify it. So I'll determine, we need to determine which employees, in addition to the ones that are listed here, will be.